Next up, we have Lanas from Sunrise, Rhode Island. She's a national leader in the Sunrise movement. I'm sure you've heard about the Green New Deal that has taken the country by storm. We're thrilled to have Lauren here in Rhode Island. She's a student at Brown, and she is putting her skills to work to get Rhode Island state government to act on climate.
Thank you. Hi everyone. Like Amy said, my name is Lauren Manis. I'm 21 years old and I'm an organizer with Sunrise, Rhode Island. I grew up in Palm City, Florida, a small town that sits between three large bodies of water, namely the Atlantic Ocean. I grew up in a stable, safe home with clean air to breathe and clean water to drink, and I'm immensely grateful for those privileges, which should be rights. But every year, this reality that I grew up with became more threatened as climate change fueled hurricanes and algae blooms ravaged my community every single summer. In high school, I began to make the connection between this increasingly intense destruction I was witnessing, climate change, which I was learning about, and the influence of fossil fuel executives on my elected officials. When I moved to Rhode Island for college, I thought I would be safe from the impacts of climate change because I was no longer living in a notoriously vulnerable, notoriously red, notoriously sinking Florida. But unfortunately, through studying environmental science and showing up to community events like events with No LNG and PVD, I was quickly awakened to the present and tangible impacts of climate change, as well as to the unfortunately familiar political inaction right here in Rhode Island. And as a young person who calls this beautiful ocean state home, I am deeply saddened and angered to see this place and the people I love here increasingly threatened by climate change. While the government continues to discuss building new fossil fuel infrastructure projects, rather than envisioning and enacting a just transition to a clean energy economy that would work for all of us. But also as a young person who believes in the power of ordinary people standing together to fight for our shared futures, I'm also deeply hopeful and energized. I know that we all have something to lose to climate change and something even greater to gain by reshaping our economy and our society to fight it. So we must demand that our politicians pass the Global Warming Solutions Act in order to reduce toxic greenhouse gas emissions and protect the people and places we love that make this state so special. The Global Warming Solutions Act is a necessary step towards combating climate change at the scale science and justice demand, but alone it is not enough. Rhode Island needs a Green New Deal to transform every sector of this economy, to reverse deindustrialization that our state is facing, and to counteract systems of injustice and oppression while stopping climate change. So this legislative session, Sunrise Rhode Island is committed to doing all that we can to advance the Global Warming Solutions Act and the joint resolution for a Rhode Island Green New Deal. We are scared, we are angry, we are hopeful, but we are not backing down to relentlessly demand the solutions we need to stop this crisis. Thank you.